Hello, everybody. It's Melissa Beatsum with some crazy here tonight. Um, I just wanted to come to you and kind of talk a little bit about my weekend and kind of a life lesson that I went through this weekend. You guys know that I read The Energy Bus. If you have not read The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon, you definitely have to do that. And I highly suggest getting the audio book instead of the paper book. I actually have both because I'm a paper girl. But the audio version of this book was incredible because it's called The Energy Bus. And when you hear the narrator's energy while he's talking about this book and reading through this book, it was an incredible experience to hear that energy through his voice. But anyway, so I read this book called The Energy Bus, and it's a life-changing book. And I was traveling this weekend, and my normal, MO is to put my beats on and bury my head in my phone or listen to an audiobook or listen to music so that nobody talks to me. Um, and that's usually what I do when I travel. But I was reading The Energy Bus, and it was basically like take your head out of your phone and start talking to people, and this incredible energy and really having conversations with the people around you, and just waking up and talking to people, because they can enrich your lives, and you don't know what you're missing if your head's in your phone all the time. So when God speaks to me, it tends to not be a whisper. It's I've said it before. It's more like a 2x4, like whack. That's what happens to me. Well, that's what happened to me this weekend, and I kind of just wanted to share my 2x4 moments with you guys. And so there were four people that I met. I spent more time in the airport and on planes than I did actually at my destination. Um, but I just had I just met four incredible people. And okay, so um, the first one, um, I just lost the second one. Okay, so there was this man, older gentleman, and he was sitting on the plane next to me, and he had a white dress shirt. Older gentleman, white dress shirt and a black tie and black pants. Kind of looked like Jehovah's Witness type thing. Um, he was very nervous. He had a white manila folder, and that's all he had with him. And he kept opening the folder and closing the folder, opening the folder, and his legs were bouncing. So I could tell that he was really nervous about flying, and I'm not nervous at all about flying. So I just decided to talk to him to try to ease his nerves before we were taking off. And I said, I noticed that the manila folder was full of music sheets, just music notes. Um, and so I asked him, I said, "Are you a music teacher?" And this man just lit up like a Christmas tree and talked without taking a breath for 25 minutes. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And then he was amazing. It was this old guy who had this incredible life story. And his whole family was musical, and he talked about these musical notes and 3 bars and 4 bars and explained every single thing on that music sheet. And it was like Spanish to me because I'm not a musical person, and but he taught me all about what was on those sheets. And then he started to go in and talk about his family and his kids and this um, that he was in sales and marketing when he was in his younger days, and um, some philosophies that he had, and then he was talking about his kids, and the one son was over in Iraq and held in a jail in Dubai. Like I mean, this man just talked for the entire flight, and then I shared a book with him that I said I thought that he would really like. And he said, you know, it's funny you say that. He said, because my pastor once said that you are the sum of the people you meet and the books that you read. And I was like, I hear ya. That was a little God wink. I got you. I got you. And so, because this year was, I'm going to read one book every single month. And I'm like, I got you. I got you. So I just thought that was really cool. Very interesting man, sweet as pie, with this huge life story. And I know he made his trip better because he was so nervous. So then another person that I met, I was in the airport eating, and my server was from Puerto Rico, I think, and she had this beautiful accent, and I just commented on her accent, and we started talking. She asked us why I was there, and she just sat there and talked, and we chatted for a while, and she told me all about her daughter and all of this stuff, and then she said, so do you actually sell 31? I was like, yeah, and she's like, well, I can't find a 31 consultant anywhere. She said, do you have baby bags? And I had my computer. I whipped out my computer and pulled it up on the thing, and she whips out her credit card and says, can you just order that for me right now? Here's my credit card. I'll be right back. And I was like, what? She just left her credit card with me. So she comes back, and I enter this in, and then she's like, oh, I need your wallet too. This woman spent $150. My server at an airport restaurant spent $150. And I got home and I sent her this cute little care package. She wanted a catalog for her daughter too, who lives in Miami. And she told me all about her daughter who's married to this doctor. And it was just an incredible, woman. And I truly enjoyed getting to know her, but I also got a $150 order, and some really great pancakes. Um, and so then I was on the way back, and this older lady was sitting next to me. And I said, so are you going home? Are you on vacation? And we started chatting, and super nice lady. And she had a book in her hand. And so I started talking about The Traveler's Gift, which probably my all-time favorite book ever. And she was like writing it down furiously, and I was like, if you love to read, and she's like, oh, I'm in a book club with all these ladies, and we're always trying to one up each other, and I've got to get this book, I've got to get this book. And then at that time, an even older lady came and sat in between us. Somebody had given her a wrong seat or something, and she ended up in between us, and um, it was incredible how this all laid out. She had a cane and lots of health problems, and we were talking about this book, and this woman was kind of just listening, and then we started talking to her, and then she leaned over and she said, what was that book that you mentioned? And I had mentioned when I was talking to the other lady that my dad had actually, I had my dad read this book. I mailed it to him and said, you got to read this, because my stepmom had passed away a couple of years ago, and my dad was I don't know how to say it. He was in a bad funk, um, and it's been 2 years, and we just really wanted him to get out of the house and do something for himself. He had thrown himself into charity work, and was working like 60 hours a week, and incredible doing incredible things for other people, but it was really draining him, and he wasn't actually getting out and doing something that um, got him in contact with people he could have conversations with and meet, and that kind of thing. So, anyways, I had said, after my dad read this book, he he sent me a message and said he wanted to let me know that he got a job as a crossing guard, and he doesn't need the money. He was just proud that he took a step to get out of the house like we were trying to get him to do. And he said, "Thank you for sending me that book." Now, this has been probably 6 months or something. So when he said that, I was just like, wow, that book really made an impact. That was awesome. So then that lady overheard, and she said, "What was the name of that book you were talking about?" And I told her The Traveler's Gift, and she said, "I lost my husband 2 years ago." She said, "I think I'd like to read that book." And I was just like, whack, there goes your 2x4 again, Melissa. Um, just incredible, it just like, okay, I'm gonna get my head out of my phone and I'm gonna start talking to people, because there's some amazing people out there, and sometimes it's not about what somebody can do for you, but maybe you can do something for somebody else. And I really feel like every one of these people that I was put in front of was for a reason. And I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But if you haven't read The Energy Bus, I think you should. And um, and I think you should get your head out of your phone. And the other person that I met was my Uber driver. And she was an incredible woman. She was probably around my age, and she had lost her job, and it was a good job, and she lost it, and now she's working 4 different kind of gig economy jobs, and Uber was one, and she's teaching Chinese to she's teaching English to Chinese people, and she just started teaching English to kids, the Chinese kids, and she was talking about how crazy it is trying to wrestle all of them in on, because they Zoom type thing, and then she works for some kind of event company and stuff. But we were talking about gig economy, and I was just saying how incredible it was that she was working for herself, and we just had a really great conversation. So and she ended up asking for 31 information at the end of that too. But it was just incredible. So that's my rant tonight. If anybody's still listening at this point, is just to really open your eyes and start talking to people, because there's a lot of really cool people out there. There's a lot of weird people out there too. Stay away from them. But there's a lot of cool people out there who might teach you a few things, and you never know who God is placing you in front of for you to bless them. So that's my 2 cents tonight. I just had to get that off my chest. So um, I'm glad YouTube's here to let me do it. Bye, guys.